Hello, I'm Shot and welcome to my part 2 of my arcade level 1 for Rally Championship 1999. So this is the second half of the Sony Length International Rally arcade mode, stage 4, Tholt-y-will, which is a very short stage, and let's just crack on with it. So this stage is it's sort of getting to dusk time now, because each of these happen on the same day, so they're sort of getting darker and darker and darker. So now you can see it's dusk, and the sort of the hill makes you start a bit ahead of it. But this only got 8 sectors to it, and this is a very quick, short stage. I have like a minute to do each sector, which will be fine. Look how quick I'm moving downhill. Gravity is a very important thing in the game. I'm really rushing up to 6th gear and moving up to my first target, car 51, who was the person I didn't quite overtake at the end of Kurug's last time. This stage is it's a bit wider, this one. As you can see in the map's also quite thick. Sort of the red line is a bit thicker. Sort of suggests it's wider enough. So, what is on one sector, sort of bashing on the next one quite quickly. I can turn my lights on and off. And also keep them on since they get repaired after each stage. So this is sort of coming up as sort of a hairpin combination. And I can't actually cut that hairpin because the sector's here and I would cheat a sector and you can't do that. I've done that, I've definitely cut that before accidentally, like the first time I played for it. It's like, why isn't it going through? So, I've took another car there, that's it, I beat there. And now it's a very long straight coming up, and I'm trying to build up some top speed for more arcade points. Not that arcade points matter really, just trying to finish first at the end of it, which I'll probably most likely do. Well, I hope to do. If I don't do it, something's dreadfully wrong. Go flying for a bit. Flying is sort of a bit of a skill to try and pick up. Bit of a corner here. So the sound is still working. I thought the sound might lag out after a bit, but it seems to be working fine, which is nice. Doesn't seem to be lagging. It doesn't seem to be echoing. Doesn't seem to be silent. It's working fine. And go through a gate. So I'm not looking forward to if someone gets stuck to a gate, which is possible, and it's likely for the next there's a couple more gates on this. I think there's one more gate on this stage, and I don't really want to get trapped behind someone again because it takes forever to get out. Oh, my hands start getting cramped up. Nice chicane to walk straight through. That'd be a chicane for Hayvers in like championship mode. Oh, some sparks there. As I sort of fly through the ground. Seriously. Hopefully this means if cars usually bunch up in twos. It's usually like 2, then a big gap, then another 2. This is a shame for getting him through a gate. Lucky there was no one ahead of me. I know I've played this game long enough that I sort of know what's coming at all the corners, how fast I can approach each corner. Quite a useful thing to have. It means I tend to be quite well in championship mode because I know what's coming. Even though the AI is not no cover, I'm just better than the AI anyway. Not to brag or anything. I have won the A7 championship many times and the 8 championship. Tried to win it many times. It sort of bugs. It sort of glitches out when you try and win it. It's like you can never win the 8 championship because as soon as you do, an error message is created and Windows closes it. Oh, so close to overtaking this car, but just didn't quite in the end. Unfortunately, I start quite far behind him on the next stage. So that's stage 4 done. Getting again all the points added up because I get more points for every position I come. So a lot of these points are just for finish. That's why I want to get best position best as possible. So yeah, look at 3 minutes it took. I mean, they pretended it took. So stage 5 Injerbreck, which is sort of very dark. It's sort of getting to very dark. If you look at the time. Start 9:50 p.m. So it's sort of getting quite dark. I don't know what month this happens in. Probably the summer. Actually, probably spring. I don't know because it's not the first one. It's the last one championship. It's probably autumn because the arcade championship sort of go in opposite order. So this is the first arcade, but it's the sixth in the championship, whereas the first in the championship Wales is the last arcade, and it's mightily difficult. I was pressing the wrong button. I was accidentally pressing shift instead of up to change gear, which didn't quite work. Though in theory, you think shift should work with shift gear, but my hands weren't right on the keyboard yet quite. So you see, it's quite a long stage. Even the time thing said it should take 14 minutes, on like that timings of when things happened. That's a bit of an overstatement, really. It shouldn't really take. It could take 14 minutes. Oh, I'm in the wrong gear completely. Oh, Hyundai. I haven't seen any Hyundai unless I've just been blind and too focused on my speedometer. I tend to be focused on my speedometer. There's a lot of hills on this stage, and I'm sort of skirting on the outside. There don't seem to be making steep banks. There are a few. Just knock down the ditch things, just for fun. A lot of hills though. This goes past the highest hill on the island, and it goes all the way up it and all the way down it. So this first half is going up it. Gets a bit sort of nightmarish after this hairpin coming up. You see the contours on the survey map, quite steep, which means that we've got quite a few hills to climb. Look, I'm in a fast, nice, powerful A7 car. If I was in a weaker car, it becomes a bit difficult, and I've just gone upside down because I can't brake in time. There is a handbrake on this game. I just don't use it. I have it as G on my thing. I don't really think it would make how much difference to handbrake turning or brake turning, because I can drift in anything. I'm going to give this a go now. Let's do a handbrake turn. Not much different to a brake turn, really. And also it requires my fingers moving in different positions, because I have to move to the right of my F key rather than to the left. So that was just a normal brake turn. It would work fine. I know handbrake turn is better for harder corners, but I don't really feel the need. Oh, look at that hill to the left of me. Well, the contours to the left of me. If you look at the map, there isn't much. Can't see much of the hill, even though it's a bit too dark to see things. But you couldn't see a hill. So I guess it's sort of be like autumn time. Sort of sunset's gone, but there's still some light in the air. Not that this map will have much sunset mechanics. There tends to be the sunset, but possibly it's a bit glary. There's sort of like a low morning sun, or a bit like a midday sun. So they do have some good sun mechanics, but they have a consistent direction. But Sun and Posodwick, I think, was facing the wrong direction. I'm not sure, because I was travelling northeast, so it probably was. And I was being glared in from when I was travelling. I'm sort of northeast, so that sun shouldn't really be there. But oh well, could be very early morning sun and just have the easterly direction from it. But I wouldn't pay much too much attention in the whole physics of the mechanics of the sun. This I was wrong when I started. Actually, I was actually heading more south. It's entirely possible. I don't quite remember which map. It's somewhere. But anyway, I'm moving to 9th. I'm in single figures. I'm probably gonna. Last video, I think it was last video, I said that during the stage 5, during the stage 5, I'll be limited, like, so I don't come first out of this stage. I'll be limited by how many cars I can overtake. It'll be probably soon. I'll probably have like, it tends to be like a nice an odd number towards the end, like 5th or 3rd. One of those. So it'll just freeze the car in front of me's time away from me to like 15 seconds like that. Oh god, I'm going around in circles and I'm in 4th gear. Try to ambitious my play ahead of the Nissan. That's a Nissan. I think that's a Nissan Almera. Oh, Nissan Almeria, actually. It's a Nissan nonetheless. So this is sort of the hill. Injerbreck Hill, just past it on the map. That big O is actually the O of Isle of Mann on the Ordnance Survey map. Gone upside down again, trying to overtake this. This was a lot of the gaming tales, trying to make reckless decisions, trying to overtake cars and just going upside down because of it. You don't damage my car that much, especially if I'm going slow enough. And now I'm going downhill. You can see the contours massively downhill. To keep an eye on my speedometer because I go faster downhill. Who'd have thunk it? Now I'm just going to kill this car. And it's just slotting there behind me. I'm not sure I was going backwards or not. I just saw red lights, but that should be his rear lights. So I may just spun him around. Come to a hard corner. Oh what? That's hit a hill. Oh, I've got upside down again. This is gonna be a lot of pattern. The next stage is dark and rainy. So let's try and, there's a nice wall on the outside. Luckily I don't climb up it and die. Just trying to overtake. Now there's a sort of a reservoir on my left coming up. There's a chicane past. Oh, there's a Nissan in the gate. Ugh. This is what I didn't. This is what I don't like. Oh, there's the. Just trying to overtake is a nightmare. Past cars who don't want to be overtaken. What's he doing? Sort of like driving into the gate, not the gate, the fence. So sort of there's a lake on my left. Which sort of the map sort of showing. Sort of. This seems to be very narrow. Oh god, I'm in the wrong. I'm admiring the scenery and not actually looking at my speedometer. Oh god, there's a hill. There's a tree which I just managed to miss. Another tree which I couldn't miss. I thought I could just squeeze myself around there. I was not able to do that. Oh god, what am I... Oh. I really shouldn't use manual. It's really making my life much harder. Just taking a cheeky shortcut. I'm 6 now. So I will take the Hyundai and it will freeze, or a couple of cars afterwards. That was close. There's a lot of when you start shortcutting, there's a lot of like breath holding that goes on. We just make sure that you just miss the trees or the rocks or whatever, logs. Usually I tend to know which ones I can shortcut, which ones I can't. That tends to be in championship mode because I've done that so many times compared to arcade. Often the shortcuts are the same both ways, but not always. I'm not really good at this braking malarkey, am I? Keep going upside down every corner. Mainly because I need to do gear change. I tend to, like, do I brake first and gear change, or do I gear change and brake? I always get confused and just sort of do neither. And just don't brake enough and then don't gear change down. Coming to a very hard left corner coming up. Sort of the latter half of the map. So I've sort of done all the big hill, the big Injerbreck hill. It's better to brake first, then change gear once you've got your... Okay, sort of got your fingers sorted. Yeah, you're not going anywhere. Unfortunately, I've trapped myself between you and a hard place. He doesn't get self-righted. And this sort of, when it disappears into the mist of time, they don't get self. Look at the top left. You can see how that's just me. That's just how fast I'm going. You're just staying upside down that whole time. He doesn't actually get self-righted. If that does change, the only way that will change, is if a car actually overtakes him. Like now, it could well be the car behind it overtaking him, and just pretend he just thinks it's car 15, the Hyundai, whereas actually it's not. It's like a Megane who was behind it or something like that. Usually it's not the case. It might be the Hyundai. It tends. Oh, this is sort of a bit of a hard section because there's a lot of hidden hills and hard corners in this little bit here. With these corners, you can try to. On championship mode, going backwards, it can actually just sort of shock you. Sort of this little jump here, because any jumps on corners is a bit sort of. And the sound effects are what I'm normally feeling when I'm crowding on them. It's getting a bit wobbly. So let's go down the next few. Keep paying attention to car front to see if it actually does freeze me at 5th. Usually when it's like 15 seconds behind. I'll just stop at that 15 seconds behind if it doesn't want me to overtake them. I still want to overtake, maybe, but not always 15. That's just a random thing. So it seems to be. I see it can become because now I can see it. I just saw its light up ahead, so it's not. I'm not going to be frozen in 5th. Can be frozen in 4th though, or 3rd. One of those. Generally, it doesn't seem to be 2nd. I haven't really done this many times, so. So it just, I haven't really ironed that. Oh no, I'm not going to be first. Yeah, that's why I'm not going to be frozen in 4th though, because cars tend to travel in pairs. That's why it tends to be an odd number. Oh, I'm going the wrong gear. I forgot I was going uphill. So if I overtake these in this sector, well, I just won't have a next sector to overtake cars in. I'll just be the next couple of next like sector and a half. Oh, I'm in the wrong gear. I almost went down to 3rd for a second there. Glad I didn't. Sort of braking there. Trying to go around him and just went around him badly. Now this is sort of a fast section now. The last section's a bit fast, from what I recall. So I'm probably going to get frozen at 15 seconds behind him. Also, it's not always 15 seconds. But you go on championship because it's rather downhill here. I got one more sector to go. So we only have 31 seconds left because all the crashing and trying to overtake people just sort of puts a damper on your whole sort of travelling. So this car's pretending to go fast as me. That's why it's stayed constant. It seems to want me to think. It seems to think it exists. It's not. See, it's frozen now at 13:20. It's never going to break from that unless I go further past them. I stay at 13:20 until the end of the stage. Although that's in like in 5 seconds time, but I will be frozen in third. And look, there's no car in front of me. It's fine for this rally because I just would only happen like a couple of times, but for like the longer arcades, even though it tend to be more cars that enter, there aren't always 50, they can be up to 90. It can mean that it does happen in other rallies, especially the fifth arcade rally, which is the Pirelli rally, which has like 5 stages are super long, as long as this one coming up here. Cringle. I'm actually going to pause this because I accidentally press. No, I'm gonna keep going. I'm just keep playing through this one. It's what I would do in a championship, I believe. I think that the championship has these 3 in it because you can split to recover. So you have 1, 2, 3, and I think it goes 4, 5, 6. Might go 4, 5, then 6. Might just go 4, 5, 6 because the last rally is a bit of a nightmare. So hard the last rally on championship mode. This one here. I've barely won the rally. Usually I win the championships. I've won the other rallies, but this rally I can barely win. So hard. I'm now second, and I've just got one more car. If I take car number 3 in the box on Astra, and I will win. Not win. Just coast to the finish. See if I can get a good time. Try not to crash because I'm in rain at the moment. It makes it even worse to try and steer. This track is pitch black. There's high banks, often posts hiding. See, I almost crashed there. Trying to go into this bank. So I have to be careful which place I take. Like, do I stay here? Do I have a nice duel with her? No. Just force it out. And then almost crash. Now I just think you just coast to victory. See, let's see how far I can pull away from the Vauxhall, because the time will still be counting up. There's sort of be quick it'd be like a pleasant drive in the wet and the occasional muddy, watery, grassy, gravelly. Ugh, this is a very slow part of the track. Trying not to crash there. Especially on championship because it's all downhill up to there. This chicane is a nightmare because you go like at 120 miles an hour into a very downhill chicane into some muddy water. It's like if you crash there, you've done something normal, really. If you don't crash, you've done something exceptional. Because you try and get every second counts because you're usually far behind, like 10th or something in the championship, done by sector times. It's just so hard to champion. Just stage is just so hard. You just can't get any time on any people. However good you try and drive. If you're not, obviously if you're an A7 car, you tend to do quite well. But if you're like an A5 car, which I tend to do championship because it just gives me a bit of a sort of level playing field, so to speak. Yeah, it's just so hard. You can like try and win the championship at A5 manual and like cockpit view, sort of the hardest conditions I could have. Sort of a not very pleasant view, not very pleasant gearbox, and not very pleasant car. Just try and win with it, and I think I did that. I'm not sure if I have completed it. I don't. Yeah, I might actually do a playthrough on that, like the championship in the worst possible situation. Because I know I win the championship in like this car here. I know I win that. Like I'm already 35 seconds ahead. There's a chicane for hay bars going, but there aren't any hay bars. On the championship, there are hay bars, and that gets a bit sort of, oh god. Oh, there's deja vu. Multiple deja vus, by the way, so I'm just going to lick that on the record. Still going deja vu here. So weird having deja vu. I remember like deja vu driving past that chicane for hay bars while I was recording the video, which obviously is untrue, because I never actually recorded a video on this game before, so deja vu is weird. Having multiple layers of deja vu, it's like having deja vu. Like Volkswagen was catching up maybe because it was a straight, they had a corner and so they had time to catch up. But now they have the corner and it's my time to pull away. On the A27, which is like a road through the south of Isle of Mann. So Cringle's through the south. Injerbreck's through the central, so is Tholt-y-will, that's through the central. And this is sort of through the south. Well, either the start or the end is near the capital Douglas, sort of the southwest, or sort of west of it. Injerbreck sort of ends near the Douglas as well. It goes right across from where like Balaguer was, the northwest, across the hilly bit in the middle, to ends in Douglas, and it's a few cities to the south. And I go very fast. I need to brake a lot because I'm in rain and I feel much grip on rain. That's the sort of my plague when I do it in championship. I forget that I actually can't turn because I'm in rain. If I actually have rainy tyres, because if I'm right and there's no checkpoint, it's either do I, because I only can pick one set of tyres for 3 stages. Do I pick dry so I can have 30 win Injerbreck fine? Do I pick wet so I can have Cringle fine? And it's sort of like a. There are other things like on the first rally. There's a you can. Oh god, I'm trying to. That was not good calling. On the first rally, there's like stage 3 is a gravel and stage 4 is snow, and like do you wear snows so you can do better in the second one, the 4th rat stage, or do you wear dry so you can do better in the 3rd stage? I tend to go dry because the snow ones are quite easy. The snow one's easier. And I wanted a compromise, and sort of my tyres died because there is something called there is tyre wear in this game. And like, I think I once had to do a change to the end because I like brought like wet gravel or something. I didn't even bring spikes. I thought I had to compromise, and then my tyres died in the first stage. I had to do like a quick change through. Like wasted 30 seconds automatically changing my tyres because like fell off in the middle of the stage essentially. I think you can have tyres fall off in this game if you get bodywork damage, and I'm sort of on the bank there. Interesting position to be on. Wasn't going anywhere, but halfway through the stage, I'm 1 minute 15 ahead of the Vauxhall, and I was still in the 3rd gear that whole time. Ugh. There's a bridge here, but you can look at the map. There's a little stream which I sort of half crossed over. I'm not very good at this gear changing thing. I need to sort of change the gears, but then I sort of lose track of the road. So I need to look at like 4 things at once: the pace notes, the road, the speedometer, and then the map. Even though I sort of know the pace notes and map off by heart, I can use one to get the other. I always tend to want to recall my mind what's coming up next, because that's what helps me. Pace notes in case I need to find something. I also need to listen to the pace notes if there's like a chicane for hay bales or a gate or logs or rocks. When my sound goes, because it can do if it's a bit buggy, I usually have to remember where the hay bales, the logs, or the rocks are, because she won't tell me where they are. So back on those early stages, like early bit of the stage, when I had those chicanes for hay bales, I have to remember where they are, based on where I am on the map. Because by Cringle, the sound's usually dead, because it usually dies after a stage. But now it's still working. I wonder if it is this new laptop. See, I've got a new laptop. That's why I'm able to record. So I've got Windows Game Recorder, sort of the automatic thing for Windows. So maybe, although I did practice it, and it was actually not working. The sound died when I was doing the championship round, and the sound did die after the 2nd stage. During the 2nd stage, got a bit laggy and stuff. So it could be because I'm recording it. I don't know. That's a thing. Don't know if it just makes it work better. Maybe it's the headphones I'm using that making it work. Maybe it's the external speakers that are making it laggy, not making it broken, but not the actual game. Maybe it's working fine. And I got different speakers. Who knows? It is a very old game. I don't really blame it for its sound dying. The graphics still work for the game content. The game mechanics still work fine. The disc works fine, which is nice. It doesn't go out to me like console games do. Or it did when I played. Yep. Ow. Hit post. That's why a lot of this game requires a lot of deep breaths when you hit something or dodge something. 2 minutes ahead of car number 3. It's quite ridiculous. That's like 2-3 sectors. Oh god, I was in 5th gear there. Yeah, if you're in a high gear, you don't really have a minimum speed. You have a minimum speed but it isn't 0. If you're in like 5th gear, you can't actually break down to 0. You sort of break down to like 40 miles an hour, which is a bit too fast to take a hairpin right. So I have to remember to actually slow down a gear if I am not braking, if I'm just sort of coasting. I call it coaster at minimum speed. That's also when I look at the map. Junctions. I sort of don't really remember where junctions are, and like, I see like a left 3 time, like, buzz out my left 3, and sort of have to, even though there are signs like those orange flags. 2 stages to go, almost finished. My video's on 25 minutes. That's why I sort of a bit tossed out whether to stop or not. I think, yeah, it'll be fine. It's less than half an hour long. So it'll probably less than half an hour when I finish, which it should be. So yeah, that was like the last hairpin. It's just got like a big straight to go now. With a few corners, like a few chicanes. Like go below 6 gear, that would be a fluke. Actually, no, there's the right 3, left 3 coming. Left 5, I'm definitely going down to first. Or even neutral. 2 minutes, 1 second ahead. Yep, I'm definitely going to win this. This arcade. And after arcade, I unlock an A8 car to pick, which means I can actually enter. Which means I am able to enter the A8 championship. Because first I need to win the A7 one, win the Mobile 1 Rally Championship in order to enter the A8 championship, I believe. But now I have a car to pick from it. So I pick an A8 car which I can use. I might actually use it in the next one, which is the Northern Ireland Rally. Because even though I get less time, I don't actually need more time at the moment because the arcades are simple. That's the thing at the end, the pace notes. Like, over finish, it just showed me a left 3 icon instead of a nothing icon. So it's sort of a few little bugs. And look at the quantity of those people there taking photos. Those 2-dimensional characters. So I've won the arcade, yippee! First, yeah. Total score 522,974. Best time there, yep. I can see why they haven't really put much of a fight. Now it's sort of the victory ceremony. So yeah, yay, circling around me, my Volkswagen. Press enter there to cancel that. And then this is the end of the arcade. Player 1, select a car. So pick of these 6 cars. So Seat Cordoba, Subaru Impreza, Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 5, the Proton, Toyota Persona, Peugeot 206, or the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 4. So which one I'm going to get the Peugeot. So this is my video for arcade level 1. Come back for more rally championship. I'll probably move to the next arcade level. So this is saying like this video and see you next time.